It's Superman, and I am here with day 21 of Communications Excellence. And I want to talk to you about something that is one of the most widely abused elements of NLP. So much so that it just makes me want to barf when I hear people do it. And that is embedded commands. And even if I've talked about embedded commands before, I'm going to talk about it again because it is the thing that most people associate with NLP, and it is the most manipulative. I'll never forget that one of my former students called me up to show me what had to be the worst example of NLP I've ever heard. And if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about. It went something like this. By now, you're probably wondering how you can buy my product. Now, what they were trying to do with absolutely no skill, no class, or no grace at all was use what's called an embedded command. An embedded command is a command that is inserted in the middle of a sentence, which fits into the structure of the sentence, but is marked off in such a way that it stands apart from the sentence. Let me give you an example. We're going to take something, an imaginary sentence from Lord of the Rings. And the sentence would be, and Bilbo said to Frodo, close the door. But if we wanted to deliver that in an NLP format, we would want to embed the command, close the door. And Bilbo said to Frodo, we pause for a second, we change our tonality, close the door. Now, even if you do this in conversation, in almost every case, if you do it with any skill whatsoever, you have to try really hard for the person to catch this. And Bilbo said to Frodo, close the door. Now, I let the pause go a longer time there, and yet I would get away with that in conversation. Now, you can get people to do just about anything. The problem is that embedded commands work really well in person. So, for example, if you're in a room with a bunch of people and you say, oh, scratch that, you'll see a whole bunch of people just start scratching their noses or their heads or whatever. It's actually quite funny to watch. But if you're writing copy and you say, scratch that, I have yet to discover a reason why you would want to have a person who's reading your copy scratch their head in the middle. Embedded commands can get people to do something, but when they are delivered in copy, they're usually huge, bold print sticking out. You might as well be waving a flag above your head saying, hey, I'm trying to manipulate you now. So, when you are ready to buy right now, okay, come on, that's no class. And they'll do, not only will they make buy right now in big letters and bold and italics and change the color of the font, they're making it obvious. And when you make it obvious to someone that you are trying to get them to engage in a specific behavior by manipulating them, they're not going to appreciate it. They're not going to say, oh, I know you have my best intentions at heart. It's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. The concept of embedded commands works real well when you are using audio, when you are using video. Does not work real well when you're doing it in print. And when you do it with elegance. This is Harlan Kilstein for NLP Copywriting.